we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Lakers Pregame, everyone. It's Gerald Glassford coming back at you here from Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcast, plus also as well, Inside Sports Fantasy Football. The best place to go for fantasy football tips and tricks. The playoffs are here in many fantasy football leagues, so go ahead and check it out today. Our thoughts on NFL Week 15 and what we think is going to happen upcoming right there for you this weekend. So go ahead and check out what the guys for the Lakers Fast Break, as Joe Soro and Sean Grice stop by to share their thoughts on NFL Week 15 and what you need to do to prepare for the playoffs on Inside Sports Fantasy Football. Plus also as well, of course, Joe Soro, you know he is the man behind Ox 1947 at LakersBall.com. Plus, he has a company that he works hard at all day long. It is, of course, Simblades. Simblades with a Y.com. Of course, our good friends, Jamie Sweet, and, of course, the man himself, Laker Tom. I'm going to try and see if I can schedule them tomorrow for a Lakerholic Spotlight. Go ahead and check out the great work they're doing today. I sampled already Laker Tom's latest article this week, and there was a lot of responses for it. My goodness, there was. Go ahead and check out the entire article at Lakerholics.com. And while you're there, check out Jamie Sweet's 5 Things articles. I think I probably will go ahead and give you a taste of that here in the coming days. So go ahead and look out for that here on the Lakers Fast Break channel. But it is Lakerholics.com. Plus also our good friends, Empire Jeff TV, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, John McCallion channel, the Larry Lakers Dribbling Chit Chat, and of course the Lakers Corner. Go ahead and support all those great channels today. And speaking of supporting great channels, you know I ask every single time. You know that's the rule and the edict of anybody out there doing this type of thing. You have to go ahead and remind your awesome audience out there, whether you're new or you're returning, go ahead and make sure you click on that little Joe on YouTube right there with the beady eyes, or on Facebook, like and follow, or follow us wherever, Twitch, Twitter, wherever you catch us, because it gives you the latest notifications on when we go live on the air with the latest Lakers Fast Break podcast. And it also helps us out as well. And that is very important to us as we try to grow into a bigger and better Lakers channel just for you. Raphael 562 Niners, what's up? Your team's doing good as far as in the Bay. Brock Purdy, my gosh. What a great story. I mean, I'm not a big Niners fan at all, but I am a Brock Purdy fan because I love his story, being the last pick in the draft. And look what has happened now. He's turned into a all-pro quarterback, and I'm very happy for him because he's succeeded where many thought he would fail or not even be in the league at all. So great story there. Yeah, absolutely, Raphael. Absolutely great story. And Brock Purdy. And I'm happy for you Niners fans that you've been able to go ahead and get the steal of that year's draft. So definitely looking forward to seeing what they'll do this weekend. But also as well, we're looking forward to seeing what the Lakers can do tonight, as the Lakers are in the second game of a home, not back-to-back per se, because they had a day off in between, but 2-game home set in San Antonio against the San Antonio Spurs and Victor Wembanyama. You know what happened in the last game. The Lakers did squeak out a 2-point victory when they were up by double digits most of the way. Let it go in a 45-point, very troubling fourth quarter. Darvin Ham making mistakes all over the place as far as the rotations are concerned, but they almost let it get away from them. They came back and tied the game, San Antonio did, but it wasn't enough as the Lakers squeaked out the victory. They are now 15-10 on the season. And as I talk to you here on the pregame, they're in 6th place in the Western Conference, tied for first place in the Pacific Division. I guess you could say they're technically second because they're 9 percentage points behind the Sacramento Kings, but essentially Kings are 14-9, Lakers are 15-10. But the Clippers, everybody's talking in the NBA about the Clippers. The Drippers are right behind, half game behind first place in the Pacific Division. They're in seventh. They've won 6 in a row. And the Phoenix Suns have seen a little bit of hard times. They're a game and a half back of the Los Angeles Lakers this time in the Pacific Division. And of course, you know about the dumpster fire that is the Golden State Warriors right now, indeed. But it is the Lakers playing a second game in San Antonio. D'Lo getting ready to be shipped out. Well, Raphael, I know that's been something a lot of people have gone back and forth on. A lot of defenders for D'Lo out there. John Costa, from the Lakers corner, big fan of his. I had some discussions and comments with some viewers that left comments on our videos and also as well on Laker Tom's snippet article that I put up there saying otherwise. They really want Zach LaVine now, and I'm like, do you really want $148 million of that contract? The guy is hurt already. The guy is not shooting he's a great shooter. Really? He's shooting 33%. So, yeah. His defense, that's well known to be bad. He's athletic, but, he doesn't play good defense. But again, it's a moot point right now because the Lakers, would have to give up a lot of assets in return for him. And I'm not sure the Lakers are ready to pony up for him. I just don't think it would be good. But D'Angelo, I'm not exactly in love with either, but he is the better cost option per se right now. But also he is probably going to make himself available as a free agent at the end of the season anyways. So, Raphael, you're right. Just good regular season player. You can't trust him. That's like Vanderbilt. He could really thrive during the regular season with his attention to defense and spot on as far as it's concerned. The way he plays, he gets a little bit exposed in the playoffs as far as the matchups are concerned. As we saw, he works for you with Vando, and it also sometimes works against you as well. So, yeah, I don't know about D'Lo either. Again, Dante, I'm not an advocate of D'Lo, but I'm not against you got to trade him now, so to speak. We've seen him struggle in the past couple games, but he's liable to go ahead and go for 28 and make us all happy. So we don't know. We just need a little bit more consistency from D'Angelo right now, just to get us through and a better option. I hope there is going to be the case. But speaking of guys that are, just almost calling it out for a trap game. A good man indeed. It is the guy behind the 5 Things articles at Lakerholics.com. Following him around, almost like 3D there. It is Jamie Sweet. And Jamie, great to have you here, my friend. Before I go into questioning you, my friend, on what's going on, I do want to mention the game is going to be live on playback for us. Playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. The injury report right now is D'Angelo, speaking of which, he's out. So it doesn't matter. You guys can't pick on him today because he just was being out. Cam Reddish, he's out. So he is going to be out tonight. And Anthony Davis, as Joe, and I called it too during the game, just absolutely got a little banged up here and there. So he's out of the game as well. LeBron is back in. So that's good. Here's the lineup. Austin Reeves, Max Christie for everyone out there. Tayshaun Prince. I assume not Tayshaun. Torian Prince. Got to get that Lakers History 101 out of my head. Torian Prince and Jackson Hayes. So my friend, that lineup would normally scare the bejesus out of me, but it's against the San Antonio Spurs. And we were very confident for 3 quarters, my friend. But now we have LeBron, and if the Lakers get up by double digits this time around, I don't think they'll have that same kind of lackadaisical fourth quarter that they had on Wednesday.
I mean, yeah, that was an example of taking your foot off the gas and just letting yourself coast into the old finish line there. I mean, you saw my comments on YouTube. I think I was more pissed about that fourth quarter than I was about the loss against Dallas.
You and a number of other people.
It was unexplainable. There's just no reason for a game that well in hand against that team to get that close. I mean, we were basically anyway, we won, so it doesn't matter, and we should all move on. But that was a little bit frustrating. Cam's impact on that starting 5 is undeniable. and that's going to be a big hole to fill. I'm a little bit surprised Christie got the start over Vando, because Vando kind of more, approximately brings what Cam brings, and Christie gets, kind of beat up defensively, in my opinion. He scores a little bit better, I guess, than Vando. Has a better outside shot, but after that, it's a pretty clear. It's on Vando's side. I kind of expect Vando to close the game, to be honest, over Christie. Well, we'll see. Well, Darvin Ham can love that 3-guard lineup, so it might be LeBron and Jalen Hood-Schifino and Austin Max and I don't know, Demoy Hodges, for all we know. So
for all we know,
I don't know. We can hope for the better lineups, but hope only gets you so far. So
Christian Wood, Christian Wood.
Yeah, he had a nice I'm still here game the other night in his limited role.
Leaving him in for so long.
Yeah. Nope. Big part of the reason the lead evaporated, right? Like that was part of the problem. I think the honeymoon between Laker fans and Christian Wood is officially over at this point.
Yes.
Unless you're a diehard Christian Wood fan, which I never was. So, I it's coming, Gerald. It's about to come out of my mouth, don't you?
Yes.
It's a trap. It's a trap game, people.
Admiral Akbar is back in the house, baby.
There's just no way to sugarcoat it. There's no way. This is again like the last game against San Antonio that we barely managed to pull out. This is a must-win game because you already lost first game out of the in-season tournament against Dallas, and what was a game I really feel like both games against Dallas, I feel like we kind of let them beat us rather than them just beating us. LeBron threw that terrible. We'd come all the way back in the first game against Dallas, and LeBron just had that inexplicable pass into traffic that for him was very uncharacteristic, and I think it'll be the last pass we see him make like that for maybe the rest of the season. Or I certainly hope that it is. But then the home game against Dallas, we just didn't have the right energy all game long. Just sort of seemed like we were waiting for the in-season tournament team to show up, and it never showed up, and just couldn't get it done. So you got to take these two in San Antonio, and then you got to just keep it rolling against the better teams. Because if you lose against San Antonio, man, you're going to start looking like the Phoenix Suns. Nobody wants to look or the Warriors. Nobody wants to look like the Suns. Nobody wants to look like the Warriors right now. Those two teams are sputtering. They don't have an identity. It's nothing but excuses, and some of them are valid excuses. The injuries are a concern. The fact that Draymond Green can't go 15 minutes without getting suspended is a concern. But all in all, the issue with those teams is that they don't have a defensive focus, and the Lakers do. They've proven that they can play elite level defense. So when they don't, and when they kind of loaf about and goof off and play with the game, we've seen what happens. And so that's why I consider this to be another trap game. It's back-to-back trap games with a day off in between. Everybody got to do the river walk. I hope that's not where people got hurt. It's a dangerous walk, I fear.
Well, D'Angelo has a migraine. That's the official report for D'Angelo. Yes.
Has he missed his migraines in the past, or I haven't heard of him missing with
what? Again, I'm not going to tease it too much because there are people who suffer lifelong
No, I'm not.
issues
Not
with
to tease it.
migraines,
I'm curious if he's missed other games with migraines.
He might have. I would have. I mean, that's something I guess in the archive somebody would have.
Laker chat. Hit us up. Hit us up with some facts,
if you know that he's missed other games with other teams before, even with the Lakers, his first time around with migraines, let us know if it's something that he might have a medical condition for. So that's something, again, that's listed as for him. For Cam Reddish, it's right knee soreness. And, do I need to say what happens with, AD? He's out because of his hip, his knees, he gets popped in the face.
He tweaked his ankle. He tweaked his ankle in the first 10 seconds of last night's game, of 2 days ago's game. So I'm fine with AD sitting. I would like for him to miss about 10 games, 12 games this season max, so that he qualifies for all the awards and stuff, but also so that he's able to be in a rhythm and the team's able to be in a rhythm around him, and that he's developed that killer mentality that we know he will never develop. But I'm not mad at AD for missing this game. I think that it might have even been planned coming out of the tournament that LeBron misses one, then AD misses one. I'm okay with that. I'm not mad at that. Cam looked like he tweaked his knee the other game. He was hobbling a little bit about the third quarter. I want to say is when I noticed it, that he just wasn't running normal. And when he didn't have the ball, he'd kind of be looking at his knee, shaking it out, or leg. I didn't know it was his knee at the time, but he was looking at his leg, kind of shaking it out. Also not surprising then, because that means something did get tweaked a little bit. And Cam has shown himself to be, surprisingly, a vital part of this Laker defense. And so, it's great that he has done that, but also we need him. And so I'm okay with him resting too. And it kind of gives it, I like it because it gives Vando a little bit of a shot to maybe, get himself out there and, get a little more of a rhythm. He's only been playing like 15, I think his max amount of minutes played this season is 22, 22, somewhere in there. And, he needs to play more. I think he needs to be 25 plus. And some of that's due to the Lakers, for whatever reason, wanting to feature Christie. Frankly, it'll be easier to sign him if they don't play him so much and he doesn't play himself into a bigger deal. But we'll see what that's all about. But yeah, we should win this game. It's another should-win game, but it's a trap.
Got it. Once again, it is Admiral Akbar, aka Jamie Sweet. Go ahead and check out what he's doing with his 5 Things articles today at Lakerholics.com. Also here today, good man Adita guy who helps head up our coverage on Playback. Playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. It is Laker Nick. Laker Nick, always great to have you here, my friend. No AD, no Cam Reddish, and no D'Lo in the lineup, my friend. But LeBron is back. If the Lakers get up by double digits, I have a feeling they will not be making the same mistake twice. But the thing is, will they get to that double-digit lead tonight, my friend?
Yeah, Gerald, you're right, and salute to Jamie.
What's
I'm
up?
also apprehensive about tonight. If we do win, I'm not expecting anything less than a stressful win like we had in the last game. Obviously, the absences are going to hurt Gerald. I am curious with all the outs that we have tonight, why Rui didn't get a start. I know that it's being reported that Jackson Hayes is starting.
Yes.
Then obviously Prince is also in the starting lineup. Granted, he's had some
Christie as
improvements.
well.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this starting lineup, Gerald. I'm very much let's just say doubtful that this is a winning formula, but we'll see how the game plays out.
We'll see, my friend. But yeah, right now, again, no AD, no Cam Reddish, and no D'Lo tonight. Also, as well, just letting you know, JHS is also out with back spasms. Maxwell Lewis is still on the G League assignment. And Gabe Vincent is out with his knee. We'll see when he comes back for that one. That's been the source of much discussion earlier in the week. I do want to mention that Anthony Davis, it is the left abductor hip spasm they're listing as the injury, Jamie, but you're right. The ankle, the way he twisted it, that's something that probably need about a week or two, and it'll probably be okay after that.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? Like, you got off of it he tweaked it on Tuesday, tweaked it on Tuesday. No, or was it Wednesday? Now I'm tripping. It was Wednesday. Tweaked it on Wednesday. Took yesterday off, takes today off, another day of flight and rest tomorrow, and then we play again on Sunday, right? So while it won't be a week, it'll be a good amount of time, and maybe he doesn't even play on Sunday. We'll see. But you just don't want, the hip's already a lingering issue, right? Like, it's been listed as a case for him to maybe miss time for about a month and a half now. So it's obviously not getting better. It's something that he seems like he's just going to maybe be dealing with this whole season, and that's unfortunate. But if it's something that's manageable and just flares up if he sleeps in a bad bed in San Antonio, or this or that, or
they wanted to rest him, Jamie. Let's just let's just call it
I
like it
agree.
is. This is a rest.
I'm not calling
All
BS.
three of those guys are rest today.
Yeah, I think that's that this is a planned like rest day for some of these guys to just kind of like get their legs back under them. And you can't rest everybody, so that's why Reeves isn't resting. And maybe Reeves will sit out Sunday, just as like a little bit of like let's not like a preventative resting, let's say, or load management as they like to call it. So that's fine. That's fine. You still, and the chat is spot on about this, don't want to be the team that breaks the streak. You don't want to be that team that the Spurs finally break back through against. That team would be better suited to be the Pistons or the Wizards, the three teams currently in 0-44 swamp. So the Lakers just can't show up soft, and they can't take a whole quarter off. And I think if they don't do those things, we'll be okay. Now, if Wemby goes off for 60 with 2,000 3-pointers and 422 blocks, then that's it was meant to happen, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think that we have a pretty decent plan to contain what the Spurs offense does. We tend to let the bad guys who shouldn't shoot. And so that's what you want to do against a team like I would love to see, Jeremy Sohan put up 20 field goal attempts tonight. Let it fly, buddy. Let it fly. That should be the Laker game plan, is let that guy shoot. And if he beats us, tip your cap and move on, and that'll be unfortunate, but I'll be cool with it. But we've seen this Laker team, and it's probably with every team, but the Lakers seem to have a frustrating habit of creating new heroes. And so no new heroes, no more Tim Hardaway's, no more Dante Exums, no more of those guys for the rest of the season. Let's nip that one in the bud. I do want to say the challenge by, I think it was Alan,
Alan.
to learn Living on a Prayer has been accepted.
No, it was Cool Bro. It was Cool Bro.
Cool Bro. Okay, Cool Bro. Your challenge has been, I've took your challenge and I've got it. I'm in the car. I don't have the banjo with me, but next time I'm on the show, I'll have the banjo. I might even plug it into
for Lakerholic Spotlight tomorrow.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about that. Tomorrow's my daughter's birthday, and there's another birthday that we're going to, so I don't know that I can do it tomorrow, and I know there's a game Sunday. So
I'll see what I can do to reschedule it maybe during the week or something. We'll talk about it. We'll provide a show for our fans on Saturday somehow, one way or another, or even
I apologize. I meant to email you about that today, but today was my last day at work, and I just
worries. We'll work it out, my friend. We'll provide something for the fans.
But I've living on a prayer. Check that box, baby. So, and you can do the wahs if you want.
Once again, it is the Lakers and the San Antonio Spurs. The trap game. The trap has been laid out by Admiral Akbar himself. Laker Nick, let me bring you back in there. Please go ahead and join him, me, and everybody else at playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. All right, Nick, the trap has been laid out by Admiral Akbar. Your thoughts on this, my friend? What do the Lakers need to do to avoid this? Because again, I know the Pacific Division doesn't really mean a whole lot, but the Lakers are technically tied for first in the Pacific Division and sixth place, more importantly, in the Western Conference. A win tonight would go a long way to help them before they get into some real tough games here in the not too distant future, my friend.
Yeah, Gerald. I mean, we obviously need the role players like Rui, like Christian Wood to step up. Hopefully, Prince improves and continues to shoot well from the outside. But no, I completely agree with what Jamie was saying previously about this being a scheduled rest day for some of the Laker players. I'm mostly just thinking to myself how a game like this with so many absences against a weak opponent, I mean, it would be prime runtime for someone like Jalen Hood-Schifino, and I can't understand why he would be injured if they don't really play. I don't really understand why he's out, like how that happens. You're a young guy and you're having back spasms. Anyways, I was just befuddled by that.
Well, remember earlier this week, Jared Vanderbilt, Nick, the same thing. Back spasms, didn't play against Dallas. Could that have been the difference in the 2-point game? Could have been. Yet he is playing. Kind of struggled a little bit. I saw it, but he did play in the game against San Antonio. So imagine that. The game that you really need him for. And these kind of things irritate LA fans like that when you know which games on the schedule you should be more apt and more ready to play for. And unfortunately, it just doesn't happen, Nick.
Yeah, and Gerald, I understand that Vanderbilt is available tonight, right?
Yes, he is
Yeah, yeah.
available tonight. That back is miraculously better.
Yeah, probably use some of Shaq's icy hot, I assume.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good one.
But yeah, no, Gerald. I mean, has to be a collective effort tonight. Who knows? Maybe we do get a win, and it's bittersweet because LeBron ends up playing 45 minutes. But hopefully that doesn't happen. But anyways, I am hoping for the best, but it's probably not going to be an easy win.
No.
You guys, stop it. Give these people some hope out there. This is a team that's lost 18 in a row, 17 or 18 in a row. That's something like that.
17.
I've lost 17. Okay. All right. Well, that's still bad. But let me ask you this, Jamie. I wanted to go ahead and talk about real quick Dante's keys to the game because he actually put it on there. His keys to the game: win the first quarter, which they did last time.
Yeah.
Play tough and get rebounds, which they did for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Close out on Wemby. Well, they don't close out on anybody.
They don't close out on anybody.
They don't close out on anybody. They
Third
have 2
pass,
other
Lakers. Go ahead. Sorry. Was there one
Oh,
more?
yeah, and they have 2 other players, Johnson and Vassell. Watch them on the perimeter. Well, they're not great on the perimeter defense.
No, but they're good ball handlers and they can get into the paint. I like those keys. I agree with those keys. I think our key is.
Oh, they're good keys. Yes,
they're good. I mean, those are. Let's be honest. Those are great keys for any basketball game. I think we need to keep San Antonio because San Antonio is a terrible shooting team. That means there's going to be a lot of misses. You got to keep them off the offensive glass. Mm-hmm. They're a young team. They like to get out and run. That means don't turn the ball over. Keep your turnovers down. And I think if they do Dante's keys, even if you close out on Wemby, the dude's 12 feet tall. He's going to shoot over everybody. He's shooting over everybody we got. Wood's not going to close out like AD can close out. He's physically, mentally, spiritually, aesthetically, it's just not going to happen. It's just not his. He just doesn't do it. Jackson Hayes is just not that savvy. He's more of a paint center guy, and like Dwight or Drummond, and that's fine. But we need him when he's in there to box out, get that rebound, one and done. That has to be Jackson Hayes' entire focus for today. If you don't score a point and you get 10 defensive rebounds and prevent them from like racking up offensive rebounds when you're on the floor, you have done your job, my friend, and you should get an ice cream sundae with sprinkles and some chocolate sauce and whipped cream because that is
and
what
a cherry.
If you're into that sort of thing, cherry and ice cream, it's just not my bag, baby. But
okay,
that's what we need out of Hayes. I don't care if he doesn't score a single point, but if he keeps the Spurs off the offensive glass, that will be a successful Jackson Hayes run tonight. And that's got to be one of the keys that the coaching staff is hammering home to him and anybody else who's happened to get some minutes tonight. With no D'Lo down, that means Reeves and LeBron are basically our guards, our lead guards for the whole night. So turnovers might be an issue. You're going to have some guys who might be handling the ball in situations they're not used to, like trying to make a play in. Just chill out. It's all right. If they double you or if they put you in a zone, remember the simple things. Make it simple. You don't need to hit a home run every time. You can hit a single, and it keeps it going, right? We just want to keep it going. So let's hope for some solid fundamental basketball when it comes to the rebounding department, and that nobody tries to go crazy and showcase all this amazing talent that they may or may not have, but let the game come to you. Max Christie doesn't need to go for 30. Vandal doesn't need to.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
Okay.
all the role players don't need to be somebody they're not. Is what I was going to get at. And
Fair
if
enough.
you just excel in your role, do what you're good at, if not great at, the team will be just fine. LeBron is that good. Reeves is that good. They're good enough to get us over the hill if the rest of the team just plays the way they should.
Laker Nick, any quick last thoughts before tip-off, which is happening just now as we speak, my friend?
Just very quickly, Gerald. One of the keys, if I have to add, is that we need to limit Christie's minutes, and and that's all I'll say. Sorry, Rodell.
Sorry, Rodell.
Sorry, Rodell. No, not sorry.
And the Lakers are already down 2-0, but we're hopping over on playback right now. Thanks so much for joining us here at the pregame. Look forward to seeing you back on the postgame right here, but please join us on playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. A matter of seconds right here as part of the Lakers Fast Break experience. Will the Lakers do it? Will the Lakers keep on rolling? We'll find out and we'll report on it right back here on the Lakers Fast Break podcast. Gives me a amnesia. Good one, Raphael. See
That's
you
a good one, Raphael.